Hello everyone and welcome to, what's up everyone and welcome to the Ukulele on the Ground podcast. My name is Aldrine Guerrero, joined by Mr. Aaron the Voice Nakamura. Say what's up, Aaron.
What's up?
And Mr. Kahai the Legend Fergan. Say what's up, Kahai. Oh,
fast one.
Anxious, are we? He wants to get the show started.
I have my headphones on and I don't respond to you until I hear what's up in my headphones. And then when I go back and I listen to the podcast, I'm like, I really gotta stop doing that. I always cut it short in the audio podcast. So.
Yeah, so no guests this week, So we've had a bunch of guests in the previous weeks, which has been super fun. Actually, I've been digging all the guests that we've had. But today, let's get back into business. Let's answer some ukulele questions. And let's do our songwriting challenge songs. Let's get back to business. We've taken way too long on this songwriting challenge thing, so we're gonna do that today, right, Kahai?
Yeah, it's a good thing that we made it a soft deadline, right? Not a hard
super
deadline.
soft. Like, like a pillow deadline.
Yeah, at this point, yeah.
But it's been good. So we've had a long time to do our songs. So our songs are perfect, right? Every single one of us has written such a great song because it took us twice as long. Because I think we were gonna give ourselves 2 weeks. It's been 4. So our songs are twice as good as they were 2 weeks ago, right, Kai?
Yeah, we were talking before this. I was gonna make the joke. You can't rush perfection, but you can't rush you can't rush C's. You can't rush adequate.
But that's fine, guys. C's get degrees.
Yep.
From a friend of mine.
Yep.
He's currently he's on his way to become a doctor, and I'm a little worried that's his motto is C's get degrees. And I'm like,
C's for doctors, right? Yeah.
But welcome everyone. What we do here is we answer any and all of your ukulele questions or non-ukulele questions. It doesn't really matter. We get them however we can, via email, via chat on Ukulele Underground Plus, via forum, via phone call, text, whatever it may be. We try to answer it as best as we can. Kahai tells me the questions, I try to answer it, and these two guys will chime in with their 2 cents, and we'll try to come up with the best answer possible. So here we go, Kahai, give us the first question.
Yeah, Marima, I think we'll start off with this one.
Okay.
Marima, she kind of asked if you can show off your new uke.
Ooh.
And you can show and explain the differences in tone and sound, kind of. She talked about like how much it resonates and how much it sustains and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, well, it's tough because it's at this point, like I have my new ukulele here. It's really like apples and oranges. Like this is a well-seasoned ukulele that I play all the time. Whereas this ukulele is a week old. So it's not, it's going to be night and day. This doesn't show its full potential until like a few years down the road. But, I mean, you can kind of tell already as far as tone goes. So this is all koa ukulele except for I think the mahogany neck.
Well, I have the plug muted, so right now they're only hearing the mics.
Okay, so with this particular ukulele, it's seasoned. So even though it's a koa ukulele, which is usually pretty bright, but it's got mellow tones to it. This one in particular, since it's seasoned very, very, very well, the brightness kind of went down, but it's kept more of that like well-rounded tone. So this has got this nice, deep, big sound, but it's got a little bit of brightness to it as well. That's just kind of the characteristics of koa. Like the more it ages, the rounder that tone gets. Usually, when you first get a koa ukulele, it's pretty bright, it's pretty loud, but once it settles down, it gets kind of rounded off. Yeah, so tone-wise, that's the main difference. Is this particular ukulele has aged, whereas this one does not. So with this ukulele, the characteristics of the tone wood is that this spruce is super duper bright. It's just a very, very, very bright spruce. And the Brazilian rosewood back and sides help to mellow out this bright spruce. And right now, it's just nothing but bright. So when I play it, it's a lot of those bright high tones. And the volume isn't quite as big as that other ukulele. But once this ages, this will sound louder and brighter than this ukulele. So that's kind of the what I'm looking forward to is once this thing ages. But that's really it tone wise, because these two tone woods are more on they're both kind of on the bright side, but the koa ukulele is more like bright mids, whereas this is bright highs. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys, but spruce is really bright, and it's got some nice crisp highs. Right now, it's kind of if you guys do any like music production at all, it sounds like it would peak. It sounds like it's peaking because it's so it's so bright. I did a video that I posted on my YouTube channel today that I featured this particular ukulele in, and no matter how far away I put the microphone, it still peaked and it still cracked a little bit. You can hear it on the recording, but this thing sings already, and I think it's got great sustain. I mean, it's got the same strings on there, so it's not like there's any difference. But today, I talked about this with my wife yesterday. I'm like, the strings, my strings, I endorse these strings. I believe in these strings, and I feel like they're the best strings for all the ukes that I have had, with an HAD. But now that I have this one, these strings are meant to brighten up ukuleles like this particular koa ukulele, or my Taylor ukulele at home, which is like super duper dark, very deep sound. This brings out all the brightness from those darker ukuleles. But since this is already a very naturally bright instrument, using these strings is a little bit too bright. So I'm actually going, and I'm putting this on record, I'm going to switch over to these switch back to these Diodario Pro Artes, just until this ukulele opens up. Because right now, while it's not opened up, it's it's super duper bright, and bright strings are just gonna make it too much. So I'm gonna go to a darkest and mellower set of strings, which are Pro Artes. They're mellower. But maybe in a couple years, I'm gonna go back to these so that I can take advantage of the volume that these strings give, and the sustain and all that good stuff, but with a less harsher attack. If that makes sense.
Marima asked, like, how long do you think it will take to start changing the sound, aging, or I think what she meant was like, how long do you think it will take to start opening up, right?
I mean, like it can open up within like the first like few months and stuff, but it's not going to show its true age until I would say like a couple years in, really like playing it for a year or two, at least a year or two.
Yeah, and that's kind of when you buy a quality ukulele, that's also what you're kind of buying, right? Is like not only the current ukulele, but like what potential it has to grow.
Yeah, and
because like some people are like, oh, but like a laminate ukulele sounds all right. But the thing with laminate ukuleles, right, is like they're pretty much gonna sound the same as when you buy them. They're not gonna change, or the actual wood isn't gonna change anything.
See, I used to subscribe to that, but I have played enough laminate wood ukuleles that kind of I can hear a small difference, like in the age. Just take Aaron's ukulele for example. Like that uke didn't sound like that when you first got it. You know?
But that is a solid top.
Oh, is it? Oh,
I think I know what you're talking about.
No, but like I have seen a bunch of bunch of ukuleles.
It's solid pine. Or I don't know if they still use pine, but it is solid pine with the plastic. So this kind of goes to show that the back end sides don't make as big
it's a
of
top.
difference.
It's a top.
Yeah.
No, I have played a bunch of ukuleles that are laminate. It does change a little bit. It's not as much as say like a solid top ukulele would. But there is a slight change. So I wouldn't say that's what it's gonna sound like forever. It's gonna sound better, but it's not gonna have a drastic change.
It's also kind of hard too, because we're not saying to buy like solid top ukuleles with the expectations of, well, I don't really like the sound right now, but it might grow on me in a couple years. is like, no, you should buy whatever ukulele you currently like the sound, and it'll probably just develop over time, you know. So that's kind of what
it just gets better. So
all instruments.
It's gonna change, but it's not gonna change in a way that you're not gonna like usually, unless you break it.
As long as you're like, as long as you're
R.I.P.
taking
Taylor ukulele.
Well, even that though, right? Like that's still playable.
Oh yeah. I play it all the time. For those of you folks wondering, I basically made my own side port. Is what happened. But I'm gonna try to see if I can contact Taylor to see if they can just carve like this circle hole in there. Joe Souza has actually offered me. He's like, "Oh, if you want, I can just put a side port." I was like, "You know what? I might take you up on that offer." And I'll take all the pictures of you working with a Taylor ukulele.
You should ask Aaron's dad to make you he probably could make you. It's almost like I don't know, like a bottle cap or something that you
like
just
a cover
slip
and stuff. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, Jim said, does Aldrine need some people to stand in for him and play the new baby when he isn't playing? Get the miles up.
That's what the tone right is for, Jim.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, this thing, I had it for about a week now. Never left my side, honestly. Like I carry this everywhere. I take this everywhere. I play it. I'm like super duper in love with it. My wife is a little jealous, you know, like that's seriously never left my side. I come to the office, with the intent of like using this one, but this one always manages to find its way in my hands or something. I'm always jamming on this, and the past couple videos that I've made for my YouTube channel has been this. I don't know, I dig it. Like I just can't stop looking at it. It's beautiful. It sounds awesome, and I just can't wait until it shows its true form, Kahai. This isn't even my final form.
Yeah, I mean that's why you have musicians like Tommy Emmanuel and Bob Dylan, right? Or was it Bob Dylan? Who? No, Willie Nelson.
Willie
right?
Nelson.
Trigger, right? That's his guitar. So it's like those people. Like it's not that they probably couldn't get a nice guitar that sounds pretty good.
They have the money.
Yeah, it's just like they've like almost grown with the guitar itself too, right?
Yeah,
and so that's probably what they appreciate, is that this guitar has developed as they've grown as musicians also. So
yeah, I finally got myself a Calais Gamiao ukulele. So I'm so stoked. Yeah, it's basically Calais setup, which is but he has bear claw spruce. On the top there's a Sitka.
Okay.
And he also has Brazilian rosewood back and sides. I think he has this like the same tuners with snakewood instead. Like it's like a Calais Gamiao ukulele. Calais, I'm gonna sound right.
His cutaway.
Like the Florentine cutaway. Yeah.
But this is like a
the bev that I heard, like besides the Taylor ukulele, is the Hammer by Kamaka. It's called the Hammer. If you guys have the Dragon album from Jake, that's that ukulele that he plays, like on the cover of that album. It's been passed down because Jake's like, oh, it's okay, like I'll take pictures of it or whatever for my album, but he never really played it, so it got passed around. It made its way to Calais' hands while they were making Calais' custom Kamaku ukulele. He was playing on the Hammer, and then when he finally got his, they asked for the Hammer back, and then Rio got the Hammer, Ryo Saito. So he put his mono on top of that, that Hammer, and then Ryo got his ukulele, and I think Chris Fujigami also played the Hammer, and once he got his custom, so that's kind of like a rite of passage for Kamaka players to play the Hammer, and then you get your main ukulele and you give the Hammer back, and that ukulele's got so much mana in it, it's ridiculous. But it's I remember the first time, and it's like name dropping again, like the first time that uke came to be, I remember Jake brought it out. We were in his garage and he brought it out. He's like, what do you think about this ukulele? He's like, I don't know. I think at that point he was working on his mellow tone and stuff, and the brightness of the spruce top with the Brazilian back and sides. He's just like, it doesn't really quite match my my technique or whatever that I'm doing. So I'm gonna go back to my koa ukulele. And I'm like, this is amazing. I don't know if I have those pictures from back in the day, but I remember it was me. I don't know if you remember him and Reese Fabro. And yeah, it was me, Reese, and Reese's girlfriend at the time. We were in his house, and we're like all taking pictures with it and stuff. Because like I was playing an Ovation ukulele back then, so like handed this like custom Kamaku ukulele. Was like, I'm gonna take this home. Like he doesn't even like it. He doesn't even want it. Not that he doesn't like it, he doesn't even want it. Like maybe I don't think he'd notice if I just like ran away with this. Little did I know that ukulele like just got like went through the ringer, and now it sounds amazing. So after Rio was done with it, that's when I played it again. I'm like, this doesn't sound anything like when I first played this ukulele. This
Totally
thing's
opened up.
exactly, and it's just like been through the hands of so many players. The Hammer. Look, like if you guys can find it, if you guys can play it, that's one of the best sounding ukes.
Well,
Because
Kahai's gonna have to find pictures
the
of it
Hammer.
now.
Well, I can put like the
Dragon album. Yeah.
So, but that's kind of the thing, right? Is that instruments, the best instruments are usually like the ones that are played, but you don't want the ones that are played too much. So it's like finding just that perfect Goldilocks thing. And people are like, oh, I have this ukulele or this instrument that I put in a closet and I just never touched. And I'm sure it looks great and it's like structurally it's sound, but it might not be as like the sound might not be as developed as somebody who's like, I kind of play like once or twice a week and then I put it back in its case and stuff. So it is like, that's when you find vintage ukuleles or stuff that some people are like, but it's been used, like you can see where it has like scratch marks or stuff, but that just might be like it kind of how well it's used is like can also add to its sound quality too, so that might add to the price too.
It's kind of cool that like these like some of these legendary ukuleles like have names and stuff like the Hammer. And like mine back then, Mika was like, to me was was one of the best sounding ukes that I owned. My mother-in-law now has Mika, which is my HF3 Kamaka, tenor Kamaka ukulele. And
I remember us doing like a meetup on Oahu, and then somebody doing the exact same thing with Mika.
John.
Was it?
It was John. I don't know his last name. I forgot his last name already. But yeah, he because I think we were gonna go do something. And then we're gonna go meet up with him afterwards, and I was like, oh well, I don't want to be carrying this thing around. And John's like, oh, I'll take it for you, whatever. And then next thing I know, there's like all these pictures like on Ukulele Underground forums of like everything that was in my case, like stuff that I was like, what happened?
That was like and then there's like that April Fool's video, right, where you're like,
I'm gonna give Mika away.
And even we had people, right, who were like, I was looking for all the clues and I was so excited.
Oh man, yeah. So and then let's see, another like Blue is the one that Jake uses now. That's that ukulele. Buffy is the first kind of like JS model that he had. Lots of cool names for like legendary ukes. It's pretty cool. This one's Senko, and this one doesn't have a name. This Ukulele Underground. I just call it the Office Uke. Yeah, that's what we call the Office Uke. It's called the Office. Like TOU, the Office Uke. Toe.
And Marima also had another question too. She asked, she finished 102.
Yeah.
So she was asking, where should she go now?
Ooh, well, at that point after 102, you know how to like strum and pick songs, and your basics picking techniques. From here on, it's kind of exciting because this is where it branches off to whatever you want to do. You can either take some master classes and go more to the picking realm. You can take like music theory from there. You can take let's see, you can just start doing songs. That would be the best thing for you to do. But I know that you're doing that already, and that's why that wasn't the first thing that I said. But at that point, after 102, just do a bunch of songs, 3 songs a week. Like we've talked about this before, like and try them out, or like do the solo the solo stuff or solo secrets revealed. Do like mastering your fretboard to really get to know your instrument. If you still want to learn more about the instrument, then not through songs, that would be the best way to go through solo secrets revealed, mastering your fretboard, maybe doing practice sessions to really like nail down those techniques that you learned in 102. There's so much places that you could go. I mean, like throw a rock on the site and you'll hit something that you can now do because you've done 102.
Other people also doing 102 said that they like doing music theory in conjunction with 102 or after 102. Just because it like to further kind of learn all those intricate details of music theory, like we kind of talk about it in 102, but we don't go super in detail, right?
Yeah.
So doing the music theory stuff might help too.
Yeah, but if you're interested in that, so I basically just start watching the stuff that you're interested in. If you like blues, we have a blues course. If you like Hawaiian, we have a little Hawaiian course. If you want to go through music theory, we can do the music theory. You can take master classes, like Chris's master class is like my favorite, Salvador. If you want to go through your basics, we got Bruce Shimabukuro and Craig Chi. That's some great classes in there that you can check out. Who else? Like there's lots of stuff, but mainly songs and solo stuff. Like UU plus solos you can start doing now.
Yeah, we have like speaking about like you just mentioned Kahai, right? Kahai has a master class, and Mua has a master class too.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're all great.
Yeah, that's stuff because now that you've done 102, and I know we have a 103, but that was like a long time, and I think I condensed the old 103 to fit into 102, so you don't have to watch the old 103, but you can watch like music theory.
Yeah, some people ask like why we still have the old 101, 102, and 103.
Just archives.
Yeah, and some people like that's the classes that they learned from, right? So that's what they want to go back to.
So why take stuff away? We don't want to be taking away stuff from you guys, like. Yeah, then we'll get those complaints.
Yeah, so. we just go like, watch this one first, and if you really want to check out the old stuff, you can. So
hey. Like I wanted to relive, back in the day when I would attend Aldrine's classes every Saturday and Sunday for like an hour. Oh, that was a time, man. And I was just talking to my wife about that because she reminded me that was the second time she ever flew down to Kauai to come visit me, and we were running that.
Oh.
So
oh, wow.
she didn't want to stay at my house while I went to work. And I was like, well, you could come with me if you want. She's like, are you sure? It's like, is it going to be boring? I was like, kind of. It's like 5-6 hours of just like me teaching ukulele. I don't know if you want to sit through that. She's like, well, I'll come for one day. And then she came for the one day and she never came after that. And it's just like 6 hours of just, because it's like 3 classes and then I do the same 3 classes again or something. Like, because there's like a replay like for the people who couldn't make it to that class, that hour. It was insane.
Our first like really streaming.
Yeah.
Streaming course.
We did like some groundbreaking stuff back in the day because that was before anybody was doing like
no one was doing
that.
Courses.
Yeah. Like and now like everyone and their mother is like
can just do Zoom. You can just have a Zoom room.
Somebody in particular, they noticed, they're like, why does your guys' video look kind of weird? I had to explain to them like this was before like anybody was really streaming.
And this is the standard aspect ratio.
Streaming used to be a box, not not a rectangle. So the rectangle video would get squished into a box. So that's why it looks a little weird.
So we've been around for a while. I remember when we did our first open mic. That wasn't a thing before, or like just the first live stream in general. I remember it was like Christmas or New Year's. It was at Ryan Isaki's house. And we came down. I debuted the hats. I had like the brown whatever like a trilby thing going on. That was some good times, man. And I think we launched Ukulele on the Ground that New Year. Like we were about to launch it, and I think we were like doing a stream to thank all the people who signed up for the forum because it was just a forum back then. And we're like, we're gonna launch the site.
That was 2007.
I would tell you.
I would link some of these things, but even like the sites that these things are
dead.
on, and there's some that got like bought out by other companies, right? So you can't find them.
We did Ustream.tv. We did like Justin TV. We did all kinds of stuff, and none of that stuff is around anymore. But so you boys have been doing it for a long time.
We used to use Vidler.
That was fun too because it had all like the
videos, yeah.
has cool little like perks that you could do with it. Like if I want to just go straight to this part of the before
and
YouTube
then
had that.
Only now YouTube and Vimeo have incorporated those kind of things.
Vidler, good stuff.
Okay. We also got a student review from Breview.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That was the one that I just watched earlier.
Yeah,
with the,
beautiful Kauai.
Beautiful Kauai. Okay, cool. So, nice job. By the way, good job on that. Really, I think what you need is to take a look at how you're holding the ukulele, because it seems like there's some chords where like it's kind of falling. Okay, you have a soprano ukulele, so it's a little bit tough, I know, because you're trying to support it here, and I think your thumb was back here when you were doing like the B flat parts and stuff, and then when you're trying to switch over to the F, there wasn't that much support. You can lean the bottom part of your ukulele on your leg like this, and so that your forearm here can kind of hold the this part of the ukulele, so you can pretty much see if you can play it with just one hand or one arm, so that you're not only relying on the left hand to support your ukulele. You should be able to support your ukulele just with the right leg, right arm, and your body. So if you lean it towards your body, right arm goes here. That's why I always tell people to use the corner, because the corner, you get a nice downward pressure that gets supported with your leg, and then you also have like the pressure going inside against your body. So, because if you only had it just on top, then it's only that downward pressure with your leg, and then you get this weird like wrist thing going on. If it's too much in front, then it doesn't really support here on this side, because it's going to slide. So you want it to be on the corner so you get both sides. So if you're able to hold it like this, then you're able to play those notes a little bit better. And because I think you got the chords down, you got the melody down and stuff, the picking here on the right side. If you held your ukulele a little bit better, if you fix the your form, you should be able to get those chords a lot cleaner without having to worry about supporting the uke. Yeah.
I think it kind of sounded a little more robotic than if you listen to like the original or Dan Ho's or whatever, it's like just it kind of flows, right? But then I think because he was worried about dropping it and stuff, you can kind of hear where it's like there's an island, and then there's like a pause, waiting for me. Like it kind of sounds like that, right? Where it's, if you listen to the original, it should kind of just flow all one into the other. So
yeah, so phrasing, it's definitely going to get affected if you're not holding, because you have to. It's this right here when he went to the to the B flat, put his thumb back. You don't have to have your thumb back here. You can, because when he was playing F, he had his thumb up here. You can use the same method to hold your ukulele here and support it. But I think it's going to be doing like stuff like the B flat minor into the F. You can do that with your thumb up here, so you don't have to worry about that part. But focus more on this arm, so you don't have to rely on this or the grip or whatever to make sure that it's okay. If you get this part down, that should help a lot already.
Yeah.
But technique is there. I think chord changes are there. I'm not expecting like 100% clean or anything, because I know you're still trying to get the song down, still learning it and stuff. So not too worried about that. You pretty much know where you need to clean up the song. But yeah, that's my biggest takeaway. Work on your form, and everything else should follow.
Yeah, I think he has, like, he knows the song, and he knows what it should sound like. So it really is just these little things to kind of just like smooth it out and get it sound more like somebody is like singing the song along with it, because it's like a chord melody too, right? Yeah. So it shouldn't just be that, like, because I think that's one thing too, is he went from like, you can tell parts where he's going from picking to strumming back to picking. It's like there's a clear cut between each part, where ideally it would kind of be all one performance,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. But there was like the right amount of strumming in between.
Yeah.
It's just trying to just make sure that it's even tempo all the way through.
I think, he has the right beats, right? It's just like if he can kind of smooth it out and then kind of add like that swing in, that's kind of natural. So you're
and then,
really close.
Like using your your palm to just support that side, and like then you can switch between. And I use it a lot to like just like
the end
prop
part,
up. Yeah, I guess. Like if I need to switch between like a chord where my thumb is up above to like to behind, like I use that a lot just to like lift up the
to support. Yeah, but other than that, I thought he did pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's almost there. It's just like ironing out little details.
Yeah.
So. Yep.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
I think that was it. I think so. So I don't. Do you want to do the songwriting challenge?
Yeah, let's do our songs. Let's get this over with. I say that only because like
song.
I only say that because before we started the show, I'm like, man, we had like a 2-week extension on this songwriting challenge, and my song got better by 0 weeks. It sounds exactly the same and as incomplete as it was when it was supposed to be due. So this is my song. It's I don't know what it's called, but my well let's say what the challenge was first. We had a Mad Lib of on the blank, we do it blank style, right? And 1 and 5 were some of the chords you could use, but you could basically use whatever you want. But is it 1 and 4 or 1 and 5?
It was 1 blank 5, but yeah.
Oh yeah,
whatever.
okay. Yeah, I did that. I did 1 and 5, but there's a 4 in there somewhere, so that's fine. So I wrote about. Let's just play it. Let's see if Kahai gets it. He'll get it though. He'll get it.
Oh, okay.
So this is, yeah, it's my love song.
Oh.
It goes like this. Not to Kahai, but maybe. Lately I've been thinking about you. How you brighten up my life with your sweet but clumsy side. Calm and so serene like the moon. You hit my heart though you're so shy. I stood no chance, critical eye. And ooh, I need some blast resistance. Cause you're the bomb at giving me assistance. Me not to baby quest is on the way. How does that chorus go? Sorry. Let me listen to I do. Oh my God, it's been 2 weeks. Yeah, okay. Kinda.
Just listen to this.
Yeah. And ooh, resistance. Cause you're the bomb at giving me assistance. Me not to be. Oh, that's it. Okay, got it. Go. Me not to baby, quest is on the way. We do it dual blade style, no matter what the prey. Just turn and pick a page for me. All right. Share with me a tango or two. Exploit my weakness for your eyes. When I faint, you fortify. Cause ooh, I need some blast resistance. Cause you're the bomb at giving me assistance. Me not to baby, quest is on the way. We do it dual blade style, no matter what the prey. Just turn and pick a page for me. There we go.
What was that line? On the quest we do it blade style? Is that it?
We do it dual blades style. So the quest is on the blank, on the way.
Yeah.
We do it dual blades style.
I thought the song title could also be like in the hub we do it like in the hub we do it palico style.
See, that's the thing. Like I didn't want to go for the obvious, so it's like I wanted the quest is on the way.
Okay,
the quest is on the way. We do it dual blade style. So it's like it's about. So what is it about, Kahai? I mean, we know what the main thing is about. What is it? But who is it for?
Should we just leave it and see if anybody can guess what it's about?
No one's gonna guess what it's about. It's for Minoto. Who's your favorite twin, Kai? Because there is no wrong answer. There is a right answer. There's no wrong answer.
This is pretty bad because I don't even remember the twins'
It's
name.
Hinoa and there's Minoto.
I think
Not that I've spent a lot of time thinking about this.
yeah. I think I have a favorite monster before I have a favorite twin.
So talking about Monster Hunter,
Yeah.
and I've just crammed packed it with as much Monster Hunter stuff that I could come up with. I seriously took some of like the Wikipedia page entries and just like put it in this thing. She's sweet but clumsy, and she's calm and serene like the moon. And then hit my heart, though you're so shy, because you're shy. I stood no chance. Critical eye. What is that, Kahai?
Critical eye.
Yeah.
Critical eye is like what is it called? Like a stat or like
Yeah, it raises your critical hits by depending on what level it is. It's maximum up to 40% critical hits.
Yeah.
I went very, very, very dorky in this one. And I need some blast resistance because you're the bomb at giving me assistance. So another skill, blast resistance, and giving me assistance. She's the quest maiden. She's the one who gives you the quests. Okay, quest is on the way. We do it dual blade style. No matter what the prey, just turn and pick a page for me because that's what she does. She takes a page from the from her quest log book thing, and that's how she gives you the quest. And say, share with me a dango or two. Exploit my weakness. Weakness exploit is another critical. It's like another critical hits skill.
Yeah.
And when I faint, you fortify. I was gonna say cart to make it a little bit more, Monster Hunter-ish, but it doesn't
Fortify
quite.
it.
And then fortify is also a
It's a skill.
It's a skill also. Yeah. I went very nerdy on this one, but that's my song. That's it. I don't know what to call it even. Dual blade style.
Yeah. Okay. You want to play mine, Aaron? Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can hear it.
Yeah. And then I'll put it on the audio only too.
All right. Is it gonna go? Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Yep.
Is that 4-1? It's like a major 4 and 1. What key is this in?
I guess so. It's B and E, and it's in a B major and E major.
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I wanted to do it 1 and 5, like with like where E is the 1 and B is the 5.
But it's definitely a 4-1.
Yeah.
So the E is the 4 and the B is the 5. Yeah.
That's where. Yeah.
Nice.
I wrote like
that's beautiful.
I did the chords first, and then I'm like, okay, and then I started playing along to it. I'm like, yeah, I think it's a 1 and 5, and then I like started listeting to it. I'm like, nope, I messed up. That's what you get when you do.
It's cool.
just major.
I dig it. It sounds like a female vocalist, like kind of song, like very groovy, very like early 2000s, like a Kareem Bailey Ray or like that kind. Nice.
I tried.
So when you had like the girl vocalists like come in, I was like, oh yes, see, I knew it.
Yeah, like I actually the drums and that part is from this site or this thing that you can do called not Splice. What is it called? Well, anyways, you get samples. You can like go through their entire sample library and find stuff. And after I made the song, I did think like, oh, I can throw some female vocals onto it, and I had some, but I don't know. I was just like, nah, I don't want to put stuff, so I just ended up doing that like rise, the and then that.
That's cool. That's all you needed. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah. It sounded kind of like an anime mixed with like 70s disco.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I like the title is I changed the title for the computer so you guys wouldn't see it, but I titled it On the Dance Floor We Do It Disco Style.
Oh, nice.
And I definitely got like inspiration from not like classic disco. It's from like this kind of revamp new disco style, So
yeah. And that's exactly what it sounded like.
Yeah.
Like new disco.
Yeah.
Cool beans,
Or
man.
like
Good job.
disco inspired electronic music.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. So I did a Sesame Street song.
Oh.
So it's gonna be Oscar the Grouch singing. Let's see, where did I put it? Okay. This is my Oscar the Grouch song. So I can't really. Yeah, so really Sesame Street. Everyone on Sesame Street has a favorite holiday. Yuck. There's only one day that I like. I wonder if anyone will celebrate it with me. On every other day of the week, I rarely wear my grungy or grimy or greasy attire. I don't dress like much of a mess except for special occasions. But on the trash collection day, I do it garbage style. Here's how to do it. I take an oily rag and wear it as my shirt, and my hat's a broken flower pot filled with dirt. Chase the rats from the pizza boxes that I'll use as my soggy, moldy, cardboardy pair of shoes. On every other day of the week, I rarely wear my grungy or grimy or greasy attire. I don't dress like much of a mess except for special occasions. But on the trash collection day, I do it garbage style. Just follow me, kids. Let's take a milk carton full of speaker wires and the rubber inner tubes from bicycle tires. We'll wrap them all around us with a garden hose and swim in all the dumpsters in our garbage clothes. On every other day of the week, we rarely wear our grungy or grimy or greasy attire. We don't dress like much of a mess except for special occasions. But on the trash collection day, we do it garbage style. On the trash collection days, we do it garbage style. On the trash collection day, I'll do it garbage style.
So I never want to look there. I want to take it in. Oh, so good. So good. So good. So good. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like with that Mad Lib, like there was nothing really, like you couldn't really do a serious song. So like I was thinking like, what could it be?
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was just thinking about that, where it could be Oscar the Grouch, and then once I went down that rabbit hole, it just all kind of came together. So there's a song, like I guess Oscar the Grouch's most famous song from Sesame Street is I Love Trash, which is kind of like a waltzy kind of song. So I kept it 4/4, but I made like a lot of like, you know, it was kind of like nods to that song.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So good. So good. The master.
My nephew, he loves the garbage truck.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Maybe that's the reason why, because Kahai was telling me about his nephew who would go out like on trash day and wave to the garbage truck guy. So like probably that was, you know, what put that little seed into my brain.
Even to the point where the garbage collector would like, you know, he would raise his like little fork thing on the side of his truck, and then one day he stopped and he jumped out of his truck and he handed my nephew like a shirt and like a garbage like a garbage truck, like a little Hot Wheels garbage truck or something. So yeah, that like, and he still loves. Now he has like garbage truck shirts, and so he wears it on those days just to go out and wave at the garbage collector.
Yeah. My kid too. Like Wednesdays, like she'll be like, "Is garbage man coming today?" Because she'll go by the window and she'll wave, and the garbage guy will wave back and stuff on Christmas, on Easter, like and whatever. Like he has stopped his truck and like given her stuff, like gave her an Easter basket, gave her like Halloween candies and stuff. I'm like, this is cool. And we felt super bad because like I guess the other neighbors kind of know what to do. Like on like New Year's, everyone put like a present on top of their like on top of their garbage, like their garbage can or whatever before pickup, and the guy would go and pick it up and stuff. I'm like, oh my god, what do you have in the kitchen? This is like everyone's giving him something. We haven't given him anything, and he gives our daughter all the stuff. And we, I remember we just did a Costco run, and like let's give him this 12 pack of what was it, Canada Dry or whatever. So I took this like 12 can of a can pack, 12 pack of Canada Dry, put it on top of like, and then I remember him coming out and he's like, oh thanks. I'm like, hey, we love you. Cool guy. They're kids love garbage trucks for some reason. Like they dig it, man.
I've seen other, it's like wholesome videos where the garbage collector will come out and give the kid a toy or something, and I thought like, that's like 1 in a million though, right? Yeah. But it's just like, it's kind of like, reconfirming my faith in humanity when like this garbage collector is like nice to my nephew. So I definitely gotta like, after we put this podcast up, I gotta send that to Kira. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
She'll probably like think it's awesome.
Is it the same one every time? Like, is it the same garbage man that comes to their vlog?
Yeah, and he's the guy who's nice to my nephew, and they made sure it was him, and it was funny because one time they're like, oh yeah, we should give him something back, and they were going to, but then they looked out the window and they're like, oh, it's not him, wait, hold on to it, we gotta wait for the right one.
Put him back in the house.
So.
Yeah, because like. My kid gets bummed out when it's not that guy, and like and he doesn't wave like the other person, or there's like 2 other people. They just like pass by the house, pick up the garbage, and just pass right by. Like my kid gets like super bummed. She has to wait till like the next week to see like the good garbage man come by.
Hopefully he's next week's garbage
favorites.
Man.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I mean, I don't think she cares if like the other garbage men like would wave at her. She would like she would like it whichever way. I don't think she cares. But there's only that one particular dude that actually waves. She's stoked every time.
Yeah, my nephew, like so the first time he saw him too, like he was like, oh, what's your name, and my nephew was just like in awe. His jaw was like open and he was just staring at the guy. And he does this with strangers too, and so my brother-in-law has to go and like put his hand underneath his jaw and be like, close your mouth, kid. Like don't just leave your mouth open. But so he was just standing there, and they're like, "Oh, this is his name," and stuff. But when he drives away, my nephew will go hand, telling either my sister or my brother-in-law to give them his hand, like to give them their hand, and then he takes their hand and he starts like running, and they gotta run with him after the garbage truck to go all around their neighborhood. So that's like something that they send to us that is like always like,
that's cool.
Yeah, always brightens our day to see them do that kind of stuff.
Nice, man.
Yeah, that was a very listening to that, I was like just like, I can't wait to show this to Kira the whole time because I think she'll think it's cool.
Good job, everyone. Yeah, that was not bad.
All right.
One definitely sounded like he's worked like 4 weeks on it.
Didn't
But you said you finished it in the 2 weeks that we were supposed to do it.
Yeah.
Huh.
that's yeah. Well, I was telling Aaron too. Like, I feel like that's just the thing with songs. Sometimes you start writing them and it just comes out like really quickly, right? Like the words and everything comes out. And then like this song in particular, I think I wrote half of it. And it was the Wednesday before it was supposed to be due.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the heck is going on? Why isn't the rest of the song coming out? You know, nothing, it's not progressing any further. So I told Aaron that I wrote an entire another song. And after I finished that one, I was like, oh, okay, I have ideas for this song again. And I finished it. But it's just like, you just kind of got to pump it out, right? Like, and I think that was cool about your song too, is that, you know, we tell people like, if you have an idea for a song, just pull out your phone and start recording whatever little idea you have and keep it so you can like expand upon it later, you know? And yeah, that is what you do, right? Like if you have an idea for a song, you'll just record it on your phone, right?
Yeah, voice memo is such a godsend like to a songwriter, because I think I've mentioned before, and kids don't do this, but like sometimes I get like an idea and I'd be somewhere, I'd be like driving, it's like, oh my god, I gotta park somewhere, and then like take out my thing and like do 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 or whatever it may be, and like. If somebody were to get a hold of my phone and listen to all those doo-doo-doos that I have, they're like, what the heck is this random BS that this guy is doo-doo-dooing to his, to his phone? But when you listen to like the Benito Tyler album, it's just like, oh yeah, well there it is. There's that doo-doo-doo that he was doing, you know?
Yeah, I find too that when I'm in front of my computer, sometimes I'm like doing stuff, but it's just, you know, nothing is like, I feel like really coming out. So I like walk away and I go and make lunch. And while I'm making lunch, I'm like humming. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I got part two. Part two came out.
I know what comes next.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we're looking forward to everyone's submission next week. I still have that pickled mango. I don't know if it's any good now. It's like a month ago.
Get another one. Yeah.
I mean, you know, I gotta get another one. But I don't know if they have any more. Like, so I'll break that one. I'll go check the date. But if anything, you know, I'll just maybe get some like lihing mango instead, because that keeps better because it's dried instead of it being pickled and stuff. So
that might be a better idea to send too, because then we don't have to worry about
like liquids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I'll give lihing mango instead.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
So we're gonna pick the winner next week.
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah. Okay.
And that should be good. Everybody gets 5 weeks to do their song. We've gotten lots of cool. Or are we gonna announce a winner today? I saw that you had a wheel.
Yeah, we can, but we can also wait.
Yeah, we'll give everybody one more week. I'm sure people are inspired now and stuff. Like when, you know, now that they've heard our stuff, they're like, oh, that's it? That's all you gotta do? I want to make one then. Yeah, 2 chords. I want to make one then. Aw, see, I want lihing mango. So for all those people, you have till next week, Thursday. Okay? Kahai, any other businesses we should attend to?
The solo just came out.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
What's his name? Buddy Holly. Yeah, Every Day by Buddy Holly. So make sure you check that out. I'm more familiar with the Don McLean version, so I kind of base it off of that version, but it's the same thing. Yeah. Make sure to check that out, because I was like, people liked Vincent's. Maybe I'll do another Don McLean song. And I came and I was like, oh, let's do Every Day. I'm like, oh, Buddy Holly's a Buddy Holly song. I'm like, who does that? Yeah. So super cool. I dig it. I like that song a lot. It's nice and simple, but everyone knows it, so it's a nice little cool little project that you guys can work on if you guys are interested in picking up a whole new song to learn. What else, Kahai?
There
was a new newsletter that came out. So you guys, if you guys haven't checked your emails, Aaron sent out a nice little newsletter, you know, for everyone to check out, and just some really cool articles in there. So check that out as well. Let's see what else. Tomorrow we have a Aloha Friday Live Jam, and of course we have coaching. The private lessons are also available. We have a lot of open slots for next week. So book it now, because usually it's like the beginning of the month gets super filled because everyone's like, okay, cool, I want my lesson. And in the middle of the month, like, is kind of, it's kind of slow. And at the end of the month, people are like, oh my God, I forgot to book my lesson. So I was going to book as much as possible at the end of the, at the end of the month. So it's always pretty clear around this time. So make sure you check those out and get your slots.
Yeah. And I mean, it's coming up in a couple weeks, but the 1st of July is also the first Thursday. And so
wow. Okay.
A lot is going to happen that day, right? Where it's going to be, a lesson should be coming out. The
open mic.
We're gonna do podcast and open mic. So that day I don't know. You guys should mark it on your calendar.
Yeah. So that's July 1st. We're streamlining the open mic a little bit. Where we're trying to figure out, like now that we've done it for a few months now, we're trying to figure out new ways to do it and new rules that we're gonna come up with, so that gives everybody, gives everybody a set. We want to give people a set. Yeah. Instead of just like, I'll play one song and then like an hour later, like move on to the next person. I'll I think it works better this way if people get a set. It's kind of like you get 2 songs, so you can play like your slow song in the beginning or whatever, like a warm-up song, and then your big song or the second one. I think that works better, so we might do sets instead.
Yeah, and I think, but if people aren't really sure and they join and they're like, oh, I didn't have a song prepared, but
you can do one if you just want to do one.
Yeah. And we will do like the thing where it's like, once we get through everybody, then we can kind of be like, oh, does anybody else have a song to play or whatever? So it's not going to be super formal though also, right? Like we're just adding in this little thing to kind of like make sure that everybody gets their turn. Yeah.
Because, I mean, that's kind of what we wanted to do at first, give people sets, but we didn't know how many people we were going to get. Like that first month that we did it, we had like about 100 people like kind of come in and out and stuff. It's so if we gave everyone that played like the 2 songs or 3 songs, I don't think we would have gotten through everyone, in that day. So, but now that it's kind of like we know who the we know who the main players are. Of course, new people are going to come in every month. But I think we'll have time to get through everyone, even if we give everybody a set. Yeah. So think of a 2-song set for those of you folks who are interested in signing up for the open mic. So 2-song sets. So this is actually a cool little like dry run for some people who want to start performing and stuff, because sets are like something that you don't think about. We're like, okay, what's the pacing gonna be? And until you get out there and play in front of an audience, you're like, man, this is very important. The order that I play, play these songs, or which songs I should play out of my repertoire. If I only have 2, which are the 2 that's gonna give the most impact and stuff. It's really cool to start practicing that too. Yeah. Okay. Anything else, Kahai?
I think that's pretty much it.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for listening to the Ukulele Underground podcast. Thank you for watching. If you're part of Ukulele Underground, why don't you sign up for UU Plus, because we got tons of new stuff and we're updating content all the time over at UU Plus. Take your ukulele playing to the next level. Take some private lessons. Watch all our seminars, all our extra stuff on UU Plus. Check out the YouTube channel for all the lessons and play-alongs and stuff like that. And we'll see you folks on the Underground. Aloha.